This is an unusual video, but I thought I'll get it out there while it's in my mind. Tonight is the 10th day of January 2020, Majority Rule Day, and I had an interesting call at 6 o'clock tonight, chilling out, minding my own business in my own space. And guess who called me at 6 o'clock tonight, threatening me? The man that's responsible for our affairs overseas, Darren Henfield, the minister responsible, gonna call my phone and say he's gonna expose me for things that he heard about. Well, I invited him to do so. Darren is the sitting Minister of Foreign Affairs, and he's also a trained defense force officer. So is Michael Simmons. So I wonder if Michael Simmons was ordered to harass, sexually assault, battered Kai Mills because of my videos. Darren Henfield told me he's very upset because I did a video saying that he is the worst MP in the history of North Abaco, and he is so far worse than James Albury. Well, after this call tonight, Darren threatening to expose me. They say Darren is worse than the dirt that he walks on. Here is a member of parliament that has no guts, no laurel, no nothing. He ought not be a minister. You imagine, since Hurricane Dorian, the government of the Bahamas has collected millions of dollars. Darren Henfield got on television saying about how much money that people have sent to the Bahamas, how much money have they collected, and I am one of those evacuees that haven't seen a glass of water sent by this government, this FNM Karen government. I wonder, while Darren finds the time to threaten Kai Mills and to expose Kai Mills, has Darren ever went to the shelter, had a meeting with the people at the shelter from his constituency of North Abaco? I wonder if Darren spent the time to meet with the people of Central Abaco, who has the most damage since Hurricane Dorian. Has Darren had a meeting yet in Dunderstown, Murphytown, Central Pines, Marshaba? But you see why I say Darren is the worst MP in the history and getting worse? When you could call an elected man, see Darren, I am elected by the people of Dunderstown way before you've been elected. And I've been elected 4 times by the people of Dunderstown. I went all the way up to being the chief counselor. And you will only be elected this year one and only time. You will never, ever walk the hall of the host assembly with the good blessings of the people of North Abaco, even if you give them gold up until this point. But the point is, these people has been in the shelter for 5 months and they haven't had a visit for them from their member of parliament. Yet, at 6 o'clock on Majority Rule Day, the minister responsible for international affairs gonna call a member of his community and gonna threaten me because I did a video saying exactly the truth. You're the worst MP in the history of North Abaco, and you are definitely worse than James Albury, because James Albury is not gonna call an elected person of the same people that elected you and threaten him. That is unacceptable. But I want to ask Darren Henfield this question. How does he feel, and does he approve of the grocery bags that are being charged to persons 29 cents? Does he approve that his people that is in the shelter, that lives off of stamps and giveaway. Darren, how do you feel about them going to the shop and have to pocket up 29 cents per bag after having worked for 5 months? Do you approve of this type of administration? You see, Darren, I will put you in the bag of the F&M. So far, you guys are the lowest of the low. To have persons that went through a hurricane has to pocket up 29 cents to put the little goods that they have in a bag. I wonder, are you in approval of that? While you are sending me threat messages and calling me on the phone like you think I'm scared, I never scared, especially the truth. The reason you call me, because the truth hurt. What you ought to have done, what I've done, is to tell the people what has happened to all this VAT money that y'all campaign about. You will want all around biggity. We're gonna get rid of these PLP, they're crooked. Well then, Darren Henfield, where is the VAT money? Where is the hurricane money? And you see, I could say you're the worst of the worst. To see a gentleman coming to Cooperstown, we haven't seen you in a meeting in Cooperstown yet. The first time you've been in a meeting in Cooperstown since Hurricane Dorian, a white foreign man came down there and said he's gonna help to repair 250 homes. You see why you're the worst of the worst, Darren? You're with the government. You're a minister in the government. And Darren Henfield has not given the people of North Abaco 2 sheets of plywood because he ain't got no shame. He's sitting on the side of a foreigner that's not elected, and this foreigner came in and said he's going to do more than Darren Henfield and the F&M government collectively. He's going to stop the rain from coming in. He's going to stop the sun from coming in. He's going to add some relief. And lo and behold, Darren is at the table trying to get political mileage. Well, you can't fool North Abaco. If this one foreigner could take care of 250, how come 5 months later, the government of the Bahamas cannot even pick up the trash of the streets of Marsh Harbor, can't pick up the trash of a Pelican Shores? That should be more of concern than calling to threaten me to try to shut me up. Boy, you just put some fire on the Kai Mills. I do not heed the threat, and I don't like nobody to threaten me. And I don't think the minister should call a member of his community and his cousin and to threaten me about exposing me. You try it. Maybe that is why Michael Simmons had his goons feel me up, belittle me, feel my breast, and said that he authorized it. I wonder if Michael Simmons got his orders directly from Darren Henfield, who also is a lieutenant in the Defense Force. Now it is beginning to come together. Michael Simmons was not in this together. Maybe, Darren, you are the one that ordered him. What else you got in mind? I am not threatened, and I do not like threats by the people who I've elected and the people who I call my MP. See, the member of parliament has no authority to call a member of his constituents who is his cousin and say he's going to threaten him and to expose him. That is not parliamentarian. That is not what a member of parliament do to a person in his community who is elected and who have been through the storm. And I lost my mother. But it doesn't surprise me, I'm going to tell you later on what Darren told Kai Mills in the hurricane shelter at the Friendship Tabernacle Church when I asked him for help to evacuate my mother, who took care of his mother for 4 months before she died. I'm going to tell you what Darren told me when I asked for help. That's his auntie. That will tell you he is definitely among the worst of the worst. And we are at the lowest stage in a country when a sitting member of parliament gonna call his constituents because he said a video saying the truth that he's the worst MP in the history of North Abaco. Wise up, brother. Have a meeting, bring some plywood, bring some nails, and start to hammer your way back up the charts, because right now you are the low part of the ladder. It's a lot of climbing to do, and your climbing ain't gonna happen by you threatening Kai Mills because I said you are the lowest of the low. So far, I'm correct, and you're wrong to call me to threaten me. Kai cares. This is one of them late night videos. I gotta come back out there, and there's a lot of things I could leave on your voice note, but I prefer to let the world know that a member of parliament for North Abaco threatened Kai Mills at 6 o'clock tonight. You hear live on WCAY while he dare yet to meet with his constituents, and we haven't seen 2 sheets of plywood. Not one nail has been brought in by this Hubert Minnis administration, while Darren them already made 20 trips to Abaco. Not one piece of plywood has been handed to any resident in North Abaco. You're live while Darren playing the fool as MP. Kai cares. That's why he's here.